Hello guys, I welcome you back to Gen Graphic Tutorials. So in this section of tutorial, we are going to learn how to edit raw images in Photoshop for any of your graphic work or flyers that we have just been making. So to begin with this, you have to make sure that your Photoshop is actually working with camera raw filter. So if your Photoshop is not working with a camera raw filter, then you have to go and download it on the internet. So you just open your web browser and you just type in camera raw filter. Just type in camera raw filter download and it will just open to you. So the first link that will open is actually the place that you just go and download your camera raw filter. So you just click on the camera raw filter plugin and it is going to open to you. So you just come down here, then you just, so depending on the requirement of your PC, you just download one of the options. So after downloading it, you just go on and you will install it. So this is the image that we are just going to use raw camera filter to edit. So basically this is what we are just going to look out to in editing pictures in Photoshop using raw camera filter. So the number one thing is the exposure, and we are going to look at the contrast, and we are going to also look at the highlights, then the shadow. We are also going to look at the texture, and lastly the clarity. So to begin with this, you just make sure that you just have an image that you just want to edit. So after that, you have imported the image you want to edit. You just go to your filter and you go to your camera raw filter. So depending on your choice, if you want the image to become so vibrant, you just increase the temperature of the image, and if you just want to decrease the vibrance of the image, then you just pull down the temperature. So in this case, I just want to set our temperature to be 0. Then we are going to also increase our exposure. So we will just increase the exposure to about 0.90 here. Then after we have increased the exposure, we will go to our contrast. So with the contrast, we are just going to make sure that we increase the contrast to about 40. Let's increase it to about 48. I think 48 is nice and amazing. So after we are done with that, we go to our highlights. So with the highlight too, we will just increase our highlights to about 14 or 15. I think 14 or 15 is actually cool. So we just increase the highlight to about 15. Then after that, we will just go to our shadow. Then the shadow part, we will just increase it only 1. We will just increase your shadow to only 1 plus 1. So after we are done with that, we will just move down to our textures. So with the textures, we are just going to increase our texture to about 40. So let's increase it to 40. So you can actually type the value here. We just want our textures to be 40. Then the clarity should be about 73. So let's increase it to about 73. So you can actually type it here. So 73, very nice and very amazing. So after you have done with this is how it is going to appear. Very solid, very beautiful. It is actually going to look very nice on every flyer that you put this image on. So let's go on and hit on OK. So this is how our image has turned to. So you can go to your image and go to your adjustment and increase a little bit of the brightness, or you can increase a little bit of the brightness to about 32. Then you go on and hit on OK. So guys, this is how actually we edit images in Photoshop using your raw camera filter, and this is actually going to make your images look so sharp, beautiful on every flyer that you just put on. So I just want to thank you, and we are just going to meet on another session of tutorial. Bye bye.